Waking up with us this morning, our team has been hard at work getting you ready for your day ahead.
And overnight, we learned the North Carolina Insurance Commissioner is making some changes to help you on some of your bills. Mike Causey's order means you don't have to pay your health, property, or even car insurance premiums until after the state disaster declaration is lifted. It also means your company can't cancel your policy. Now, once the deferral expires, you are going to have to get current on your payments.
The Treasury Department is now urging airlines to apply for grants by Friday to help them pay their employees. The grants are a part of the stimulus package the president signed last week. The Wall Street Journal reports companies that missed the deadline risk delays and may not get approval. In order to get the money, airlines will have to agree not to lay off, furlough, or reduce salaries. American Airlines told its employees it is expecting about $12 billion in federal assistance.
And do you need to wear a mask when you're out in public? That is a big question the Centers for Disease Control is now considering. Right now, the government does not recommend it. But overnight, we learned the CDC is now reconsidering its recommendations.
Anthony Costura joins us live uptown with more on this and the reaction from the White House. Anthony.
And we have certainly covered a lot of stories of volunteers and local companies making those homemade masks. As you mentioned, the government has not recommended them for the general public to use, but that could change. And that is because officials at the CDC are looking at revising their recommendations for people to use do-it-yourself cloth coverings. Now, this would not include medical masks like the N95 masks that are in desperately short supply right now for healthcare workers. But current CDC guidance says that healthy people really don't need masks or face coverings. Some health officials argue that DIY masks wouldn't so much protect the people wearing them, but would rather be another tool to help limit the spread of COVID-19. There is some concern from other health experts that masks could give people a false sense of security and make people less disciplined about social distancing. President Trump says he would consider the recommendation if it means getting people healthy.
We want our country back. We're not going to be wearing masks forever, but it could be for a short period of time.
Now, the executive director of the World Health Organization says that they will stick with the CDC's current recommendation of healthy people not wearing those masks. That is at least until there's more research to prove that there is an added benefit for those. Blaine, Genevieve.
Anthony, important update there. Thank you for that. We faced a lot of change in our community in the past several weeks, to say the least. Now we're going to have to adjust to even more changes.
This will really be the very first full day of a statewide stay-at-home order. Governor Cooper's order means you are legally not allowed to leave your home unless it is for an essential reason. This is so important as the number of cases continue to rise. North Carolina has more than 1,300 cases, including 382 here in Mecklenburg County. We had our first case back on March 3rd. Gadsden County is now up to 26 cases. Union County now has 38 cases. So far, North Carolina has tested about 19,000 patients. Now it plans to start on relying on other information to learn more about the disease too. State epidemiologist Dr. Zach Moore says the state just can't rely on lab results. So now it's gathering specific data about symptoms and looking at demographics like where the patient lives and how old they are. It's the same approach that they take to tracking the flu.
We have to acknowledge that we're just at the beginning. And that every indication is that, this is really ramping up now, and we're in what we would call the acceleration phase of the pandemic here in North Carolina.
Now, some of the biggest obstacles to tracking the disease include the fact that some people just don't go to the doctor. Others may not even be aware of their symptoms. People have been asking Action 9's Jason Stujanki how much COVID-19 testing costs, so he checked Medicare, the state health plan, and 2 private insurance companies. He checked with Aetna and Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And the good news is that all say it is free even if you haven't met your deductible. Governor Roy Cooper will hold his daily coronavirus briefing again today at 4 o'clock. You can watch that live on our WSOC TV app or at WSOCTV.com.
South Carolina is also seeing an increase in cases. During the last update, health officials confirmed 925 cases statewide. 18 people have died. York, Lancaster, and Chesterfield County each saw new cases in that update. Here in Mecklenburg County, leaders are considering even more restrictions after people packed local parks over the weekend.
Yeah, it was so nice. People really wanted to be out there, but they could be looking for other cities for ideas on what to do because people weren't social distancing. In Burke County, Morganton Parks and Recreation took down basketball rims to prevent pickup basketball games. Some places, like the town of Chesterfield, have a curfew. Commissioner Susan Hardin told government reporter Joe Bruno she wouldn't be surprised if commissioners are presented with tighter restriction options this week.
The moral of the story is everybody has to take the guidelines seriously. No one is safe from being infected, and we all must do our part in our community to save lives.
Again, it is unclear what further restrictions Meck County will take and when that will happen, since there's now a Meck County and a statewide stay-at-home order. Whichever order has tougher restrictions are the rules that then apply.
And rangers are out in the parks across the area to enforce the rules. Freedom Park was one of the more popular locations. And while there were fewer people out on Monday, those we spoke to say that they're okay with police taking a tough line on the county's order.
They're just protecting us. They're trying to do their job. Yeah. We had a situation actually at our apartment complex where there were too many people at the pool, so they had to close it down. So, I mean, they're doing their due diligence to make sure the public is.
Police have gotten about 300 calls or complaints about possible violations. They checked on about a dozen of those and so far have not written any citations or made any arrests. Some lawmakers in South Carolina are trying to make sure that first responders are covered from the virus. The state representative says that they need to recognize the sacrifice people on the front lines are making. He wants to make sure that the state can help those serving who get sick. Right now, a bill has not been drafted yet, but they are hoping that the governor can make it part of an executive order. The proposal doesn't say exactly how it would help.